auditing the universe. So I just came to the conclusion a long time ago that everything is living. The laptop is living, the keyboard is living, the TV is living, desk is living, a stone is living, because even like a stone and its mass is essential for the orbits to be the way they are. If it wasn't for a stone, if it wasn't for a table, we would not be orbiting in our universe. We wouldn't be orbiting in our solar system. We wouldn't orbit in the sun. If we didn't have the rocks and the things, the ocean, we wouldn't be orbiting like we are doing. We wouldn't be in the Goldilocks zone. So that means everything's essential. And everything has a design. Everything is a creator. Without the rocks, without the inanimate objects, we can't use the inanimate objects. We can't mass produce. So I think the whole universe is an organism as well. I think it's one big organism. A living, breathing organism. I just googled is the Earth is a planet an organism? And they said, yeah, it's a living, breathing, creating, designing, manipulating with gravity. Have you spent all your cost of living payment already? What do you mean? What's cost of living payment? Oh yeah, that extra money. I don't know. Probably. Have we had it already? Have we had it? I thought we were getting 2 payments. Or maybe I got my second payment when I got paid. I don't know. I didn't even notice getting it, to be honest. One day you have money and then one day it's gone. Like, I'm sure this money's gonna last till end of month. No. Never does. It's always about 2 weeks. It's always about 2 weeks, and then I've got to fucking save something. So yeah, I've just saved enough to get by for another week, probably. And it's got to last me 2 weeks. 40 quid in 2 weeks. I think 40 quid's gonna last me 2 weeks. what were that tax? What were that tax that got abolished? Poll tax. Do you know why that got abolished? Because it wasn't for like, it wasn't what's the word? It wasn't calculated. It wasn't like the government didn't need that money. Well, they did, but they didn't calculate it. They just like guessed. They guessed how much money they'd need, and then they went, how much money are the people paying that pay tax? And then they go, right, well, we need that much money for everything, and they didn't need that much money, so it got abolished because the people complained it was too much, and it was too much, and the government had to admit it was too much, but they just guessed, and that's similar to what the cost of living payment is. It's nothing to do with the rising costs of living. It's nothing to do with the rising costs of living. They owe us that money. They owe us that money from COVID and from the illegal war in Iraq. That's the money that they owe. That they owe everybody. They've got to shell it back out, and they've already spent it. So it's going on debt, and taxes increase and all that shit to pay for it. So we're paying for the future debts right now. We're paying for the future debts, and that's why the cost of living has gone up. And you inflate things, and then the government gets more tax because they can't afford the debts they've got themselves into. It's not like we're not paying enough. We're paying too much. We're always paying too much. That's why we've got to keep giving you more money. And like with COVID and stuff, nobody were concentrating on sharing the money out, sharing the tax out. So the poor people like stayed poor. Like working people got breaks and blah de blah. If you had a full-time job, let's say you earn 12 grand a year, you weren't paying tax. You still got breaks on your rent and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, we pay it out government money. So like we can't really complain, but like masks and stuff, they expected you to wear a mask straight away. They expected you to buy your own masks. They expected you to buy your own fucking antibacterial wash, alcohol wash. They expected you to be able to get a shower every day. They expected you to be able to wash your hands with hot water, like every time you touch something. And it was just an impossibility. Like, yeah, you can wash your hands every day. You can get a shower every day. You can make sure your clothes are clean every day. But how are you supposed to afford your bills? You still aren't saving money. You're getting more showers. You're getting you're washing your hands more. You're bloody washing your clothes more. Everyone's paranoid that you go to the supermarket, you're going to get COVID bloody particles on your clothes or something. I mean, I'm paranoid of that, but I was paranoid of that beforehand. And, that's exactly what I'm saying though. It's a living, breathing organism. It's gonna have diseases. It's gonna have plagues. It's gonna have really serious pandemics one day. One day there's gonna be a really serious pandemic. COVID was not it. COVID has been around for 100 years, like evolving. And the only reason this strain was dangerous is because it was man-made. It was man-made, and I'm guessing the animals that they were testing on, one of them caught it, and then it changed the strain because they couldn't catch it. They couldn't make it. Well, they could make an animal catch it, but the animals just cancelled it out. The animal lives with it. So what they did is they mess with it, so the animal can have the disease, and it can get out. It can be transmitted easily because the animal just can't cope with it. The animal just can't. It's just constant immune. It's just constant immune battle with an animal. Like chicken, it's always got. Well, some of them have always got salmonella, haven't they? No, a lot of them just live with salmonella, and it spreads around. It spreads around the coop, and it limits the growth. That's why they don't turn it into dinosaurs, because they're just all spreading it amongst themselves, and they've all got it. So they're just forever getting weaker. The immune system's forever getting weaker, and then one day there's going to be like a new virus with salmonella, or connected to salmonella, or evolved from salmonella or something, or maybe feeding on salmonella, and the chicken's just going to have no immune system left because everyone's got salmonella. So everyone's all chickens are used to it. Nobody ever gets over it because they just get slaughtered before they can even get over it, and they don't pass the genetic memory onto the offspring because we just slaughter all the chickens. This is why we need not just free range chickens, but we need wild chickens, we need wild pigs, we need wild horses, we need wild dogs, wolves, we need wild lions. Because if they're not bloody in the wild, they're not evolving properly. Like humans are animals, right? We're not supposed to be inside, sat on a computer. We're supposed to be out in the jungle, battling with nature. That's what we're supposed to be doing. Like if you don't go camping or go outside or get fresh air or chop down a tree or hunt an animal that could kill you, like a boar or something, or a moose or a bear. If you don't experience that sort of stuff, your body doesn't create testosterone anymore, and you start crying like me because you've used all your testosterone being stressed out, instead of using it when you need it, when you're getting attacked by a lion or attacked by a pack of wolves. Like, you're not supposed to like get stressed out at your landlord bashing your door down, although that is it's a good use of testosterone. Fighting an argument with a fellow animal. Like when my landlord bashed the door in, and I was just like constantly shouting at him, get out, and like holding the door, and then he finally got in, and I just like stood back and just went. I took a deep breath and I went, right, now what? Now what are you gonna do? And he's just like, I want to check the house. And I says, all right, well, you can't go in my room. He says, what do you mean I can't go in your room? We need to check everything's all right. We need to check you haven't fucking smashed the place up. And I says, yeah, but you're not allowed to go in my room. Simple as that. You won't give me 24 hours notice. I ain't tidied my room. And like eventually I just said, fuck it. Have a look, but don't step in my room. Don't step 1 foot in my room. He fucking it's like stepped in the doorway and like you know, I'm like 2 meters away from the doorway so you can see him. And he just stepped in the doorway closer to me. And I'm very paranoid. If someone steps towards me, it means aggression to me, because that's all I've got. That's all I've had all my life. Like I don't let people get close to me because I know how dangerous people are. They can just lash out just like that. One time, this guy, he were like bullying me, and you know, I'm just like, just leave me alone, and he just picked his hand up so fast and just punched me in the face, and then just walked off. And I'm there crying on the floor, and he just like had no, you know, he were only a kid like me, but he were older than me. He were like fucking 16, 17, and I'm like 14, maybe even younger. And I got him back one day. He started bullying me again. He tried, like, I had a baseball bat, so I was playing baseball, and I'm carrying it home. We'd lost the ball, so I'm going home. Everyone else is playing football, and I'm just like, nah, I'm going home. And this guy fucking sees me and goes, oh, look at what nice baseball bat. Let's have a look. All right. And he's like, it's mine now, and just like walks off with it. So I grab hold of it. It's like he's walking, and I come up from behind him and grab hold of it. And says, no, you can't take it. It's not even my baseball bat. It's my brother's. And he's like, what you gonna do about it? He were actually 1 year younger than me. I didn't even know that at the time. I think I was 16 or 15, and he's like 14 or 15. And anyway, I just held onto the bat, and I'm twisting it, trying to get it out of his hands, and he's just like holding it there, like, so he were a fucking tough guy. But he's just holding it like strong, and it didn't do it. It didn't do anything at first, like, you know, and then he just went like that, and like scared me, but I didn't let go, and eventually I just let go. I let go with one hand, and I punched him in like fucking clean in the jaw, and he went like he were gonna fucking pass out, and He let go at bat, and I just fucking ran off. I think he passed out for a split second. I didn't even hit him that hard. I just fucking connected clean, you know. But that's like one of the first times I've ever fought back with a bully. You know? Maybe it's second time. Well, actually, the first time that we were in school, and this guy, he's proper clumsy, and we were playing rugby, and he's lashing out like fucking throwing his hands out. He punched me in the face, and I still fucking tackled him, but he managed to like hold his feet for a bit, and somebody else had to bring him down. I couldn't bring him down at all, but he slowed down to a stop so that somebody else could fucking bring him down. And I'm just getting bloody punched in the face while that's happening. And yeah, one day I just approached him and I said, why do you have to like punch me? We're playing rugby, not bloody boxing. And he goes, that's just the way I run. I say, well, you punched me in the face. I was like, so? It's a physical sport. I'm like, I know it is, but I don't fucking expect to get punched in the face, you know? Like, watch where your hands are going. It's just like, that's the way I run. It's not fucking moving. Like, with clenched fists as well, he's like fucking like running like this with clenched fists, and he like whacks me in the face. And he's like taller than me by about 2 inches. I'm 6'3". He's like 6'6" or something. 6'4", 6'5". Can't count. No, he wasn't that taller than me. Maybe 1.5 inch. Close to 2 inches taller than me, probably. And yeah, he just said like, leave me alone, fuck off. I'm like, I don't even know why we got into a fight. I think I might have just like grabbed his shirt or something, and then he fucking swung round and swung at me, and it sort of connected, but it hit me in my fucking head or something, so it didn't really hurt. And so I just started fucking like punching the shit out of him, and he's there trying to fucking like dodge his head and like try to grab me and like stop me from punching me, but I just didn't stop. I was just pounding away. And then teachers come out and go, yep, split it up. And you know, we soon stop. And we get taken into teachers, and we get talking to one by one. What happened then, Joe? And I told them everything. And I says, what did teacher say about it? And I says, oh, I didn't tell teacher. I was like, well, maybe you should like talk to the teacher before. And I'm like, well, the teacher saw everything. You know, he saw me getting bashed in the face. He said, are you alright, Joe? I said, yeah. But the guys fucking punched me in the face. And he's like, well, you're alright, aren't you? Wolves. Oh my god, Joe, you released the video. What video? Which video do I release? what's a good like in real life like streaming thing? Like YouTube, you can get monetized. So we're basically partners of YouTube. Like, we are like workers of YouTube, like employed by YouTube, but we don't get paid by YouTube because we can't get paid by YouTube because you can't monetize like other people's faces. Basically, you can monetize your own face, but if you start recording other people, you can't monetize them because it's like using their beauty and their assets for your game. And that's why auditing is so bored. Well, it's not even borderline, but it's on the money. It's exactly what that actually means. Like, there is no privacy in public. If you're doing something in public, like if you come up to me and start telling me off for recording, you're the one like instigating it. You're the one there asking to be on camera, asking for a confrontation. Like, people say it's us that are like manipulating the situation to try and get views and to try and get monetization, but it's not. We are there with a camera. Usually we stay silent. Well, I don't, because you know, I like to socialize with people. I'm the guy that like goes up to them and asks them a question. If they don't want to answer, they don't have to answer. They can walk away. If they don't laugh at my jokes, then you know, I understand that too, because my jokes are pretty fucking cheesy and shit. But you can't expect cameras everywhere. Like you allow the government and you allow all the corporations to film everything. Okay, they've got a duty of care to like delete the footage after so long, and like they can't use it for like monetary what would you call that? They can't use your persona. They can't use your persona to like sell their product basically, because basically they're just selling you. It's like a sponsor, isn't it? Like if we made enough money on the video instead of getting money from advertisements, like they would have to get shares because we're using their image. They're also entertaining the public, so their entertainment value is also, well, should also be worth something. And that's the point. If they was all nice to us and like, you know, like came and said like nice things and like give us information, told us information, and made it entertaining for the viewers, people would be inclined to buy their products. People would be inclined to buy their products. People would be inclined to trust the police if the police were more like engaging and like nice. Like the police officers, when they came to my house, I'm like, you're supposed to tell me when you're recording. And like, she's like, well, there's no need to get arsey. And I'm like, no, you're the one getting arsey now, get out of my garden. Like, all I said was you're supposed to record. How is that getting arsey? How is that getting arsey? It's a point that fucking auditors make. The first thing that the police officer said to me when I came to the door, oh, you're one of them auditors, aren't you? I says, yeah. So then you're an auditor. And like they didn't expect me to like pull them on something when they do something wrong. So somebody said the police like don't follow their codes of practice, their codes of ethics, because, well, the police, they think they can like rule the situation. They think they can like, they think they know everything to be able to make a decision if someone's like worth arresting or not. Yeah, I think the same thing. I think the same thing. But imagine if I was allowed powers of arrest. Well, I am allowed powers of arrest, citizens arrest. But, yeah. No, nobody's ever come peacefully when I did a citizen's arrest. I did a citizen's arrest on a police officer once. I says, I want that police officer arrested, and they said, what for? And I says, well, he pushed me, so that's an assault. And they went, no, I pushed you because you were too close. And I says, yeah, but you're the one that came close to me. And I stepped back once, and then you stepped closer again. And I tried to walk past you, and then you pushed me. So that's an assault. And I says, I want him arrested. I says, well, we can't arrest him because we didn't see anything. Nobody else is witness to the crime, so it's just your word against his. He says he ain't done it, he says you haven't done it. So like we can only like put two and two together and say one of you's lying, and like there's no way to tell who's lying, so we can't arrest both of you, can we? And I said, well, you can't arrest me. You can't. They were trying to arrest me for me getting pushed, and I'm like, no, I'm the one that got pushed. Like, you can't arrest me. Like, he didn't make a complaint about me pushing him, did he? No, I made a complaint about him pushing me. I'm the witness. Like, I'll prove it in court. And they said no, we can't arrest a police officer. We can't, like, he's dealing with the situation, so he's in charge basically. And I says, right, well, I'm making a citizen's arrest then. Will you ask him to come peacefully, please? I want him to have a statement. And they just laughed. They just laughed. Like, has anyone ever made a citizen's arrest? And why have they not made a citizen's arrest? Like, people must have seen. Actually, Charlie Beach made a citizen's arrest, didn't he? Actually, there's been a few people on YouTube that made a citizen's arrest. they don't call it a citizen's arrest. I actually made a citizen's arrest on my girlfriend's sister because she punched my girlfriend, and then my girlfriend asked me to fucking get rid of her. I says, "Come on now, Charlotte, just leave. You know, it's the right thing to do. She's already called police. Just leave." And she won't leave. And then she's trying to fucking get back at my, like, they're all like shouting through fucking door and shooting. She's trying to get back at my girlfriend, so I grabbed her and I fucking grabbed both of her hands from behind and I just tied her up with her arms until police got there. Don't even bother. He never reads chat. I bought beers. Cool. What did the police tell you? They said they were going to investigate this time for a change. They said they were going to investigate. So we'll see how long that takes. I've been doing a bit of investigations of my own. I've asked for a freedom of information request on a guy's number plate because it's a company car. He's got an SAA license, and it won't show me his SAA license, so I don't know who to complain to. So I've complained. Can I get like what company this company car belongs to? It's like a dog vehicle, but it's like a personal vehicle. Maybe it's like a privately what would you call it? A self-employed SA licensed goon. Maybe you got to hire him as like a personal security guard. That guy was cool. Anyway, the security guard was cool. But well, actually, they both was, to be honest. But they bashed my door down and they came in without my acceptance and without 24 hours notice. So they've broke the rules again. They broke the tenancy rules again. Like the tenancy. No, what's it called? Housing. No. Letting. It's like some sort of section in. Wait a minute. Is it privacy? Peaceful habitation. Something like that. Covenants of quiet enjoyment. Under common law, tenants have the right to quiet enjoyment of the property. This is implied term which has been expressed or implied quiet enjoyment is a term so often misunderstood. Going back to a case in 1888, Jenkins versus Jackson, the judge stated that the word quietly in the covenant does not mean undisturbed by noise. When a man is quietly in possession, it has nothing whatever to do with noise. Peaceably and quietly means without interference, without interruption of the possession. So that's what they've done. They've interrupted me. Like, when I'm just sat in my house. They've interrupted me while I'm sat in my house. Without no knowledge. Under common law, tenants have the right to quiet enjoyment of the property. This is an implied term or covenant which has been expressed or implied in conveyances and leases in England of English land for centuries. This covenant means that the landlord has to allow the tenant to live in the property without undue interference, without interruption of the undue interference. What does undue interference? It means you wasn't due to be there. You know? It's not rocket science. Landlords will obviously need access to the property in order to carry out these repairs. In addition to access for repairs, the landlord also have the right to review the condition of the property. The landlord or someone acting for the landlord as their agent can gain access to the property at a reasonable time of day, but only after giving the tenant a minimum of 24 hours notice in writing. I've never received one thing in writing. Like, most of the time, he calls me. And one time he called me. One time he called me 23 hours before it was due, before he was going to turn up. Because I kept on at him. I said, you've got to give me 24 hours notice. It's the fucking law. And one time he phoned me up with 23 hours. I think he was just being awkward. Seriously. But you know, that was acceptable. That was like, I'll accept that, you know. I'll accept 20. I'll fucking accept an hour, you know. But just to show up and bash your door down, or we're changing locks, or you're getting kicked out, or we're putting a new shower in. What else did they do? Oh, we're having a meeting in your bloody in your fucking dining room. He brought fucking business people around and had meetings in my dining room while I'm there playing on my computer. Seriously. I says, what's all this about? He says, well, I rent a room here, so I'm allowed to use the downstairs. To be honest, I wasn't really bothered. I just liked a bit of fucking knowledge of it, you know. The place were big enough for fucking to have a meeting. And everybody can be in their own fucking little area. I set up my little desk in the corner, and I was playing on projector, and he goes, "Oh, you figured out how to make it work then?" And I says, "Yeah, why? What's up with it?" He says, "Oh, I just couldn't get it to work." He says, "Oh, yeah, you've got to like you've got to like duplicate the screen or whatever. You've got like one screen and two screen. You've got to, I don't know. You've got to bloody, what's the word? You've got to get the thing to recognize which screen it is." It took me a while to figure it out, to be honest, but I figured it out. But yeah, every single time he'd show up without giving any notice. He left my door unlocked He left my door unlocked. I think he left my door unlocked 3 times. The first time I just didn't say anything. The second time I like, have you been out? I said to my housemates, have you been out? I asked everybody, like, why is the door unlocked? And they went, Umar's been round. And I went, well, what did he want? I says, I don't know, he was just fucking, he was measuring up downstairs and shit. And I'm like, so he's left the fucking door unlocked? Seriously? He's just let himself in? Nobody even knew you were coming. Did anybody know you were coming? No. Nobody knew you were coming. And he left the door unlocked. And then another time, like, he told us that someone's coming to do the shower. They turned up, like, out at blue, knocked on the door, says, oh, like, we've got a key, but like we can't find it. The other builder's got it, so can we just come in to put this stuff in here? And I said, I don't even know who you are. So I had to ring Umar, and Umar fucking said, yeah, it's builders. And I'm like, okay, come in. Like, they told me the shower guys were coming, but these guys just showed up out of blue. And says, let me in. I'm like, where's Umar? Like, I don't even know who you guys are. They're all family though, so they just think, you know, they all trust each other, but I have no idea who they are. And like, they just think, well, don't worry about it, just trust them. I'm like, it could be anybody. It could be fucking serial killers for all I know. I'll just let some serial killers in my house. It could be robbers. Or go, oh yeah, we're here to do some work, landlord centres. Anyone could fucking say that. They didn't give me no ID. They didn't give me no notice. Well, they said, like I said, he said there was someone coming round to do the shower, but I didn't know when. He didn't give me a time. I'm like, trying to get a fucking time. I said, what time? He just ignores you. He says, they'll be there when they fucking get there. Actually, no, he did give a time. Well, he gave a day. He said, "Oh, they'll be here like later on today or later on tonight after 5 o'clock." He said, and then they never showed up. And then they showed up They just showed up the next day, at like morning time. So it's gone from like 5 o'clock to morning time. Just like, oh yeah, let us in now. We've lost key. What do you mean you've lost the key? It's fucking key to our house. You're gonna have to change locks now, aren't you? It's like, no, we know who's got it. It's just we can't get it off of him right now. Why is that? He's turned in sick or something, probably. You can't make it up. You can't make it up. And then because he kept showing up out of blue all the time, I thought, well, fuck him. Next time he shows up out of blue, I'm gonna record him. I'm gonna say, look, right, this is your last opportunity. Like, I'm like recording to make sure that, like, I can prove that I've asked you to give 24 hours notice, because you're not listening, man. You're not listening. And he basically said, I don't have to give you 24 hours notice because I live here. And I says, no, you don't. And if you do live here, go clean the toilet. Then it's your turn to clean the toilet. You don't do no cleaning. You just fucking come round, walk around his house, have a piss in his toilet, do your business calls in his in his dining room, and like, nobody knows why you're there. And what else were I going to say? But you don't even do no cleaning. And he says, well, the floor's not very clean, is it? And I'm like, well, that's because you haven't done no cleaning. Well, it didn't say floor clean. Like, I couldn't believe he said something wasn't clean. I can't remember what it was. Maybe toilet hadn't been clean for a while. And I said when I moved in, there were bloody dust. Like I couldn't actually tell what colour the carpet was underneath the bed. There were dust like fluff and lint and like bed sheets, and it was just a layer of like, I don't know, pinky fluff all along carpet. I couldn't actually tell what colour the carpet was under the bed. If it wasn't for the carpet like outside the bed, I think the fucking carpet was like pink under the bed, and then brown round the bed. Like they've just recarpeted round it. It just looked like they recarpeted round it. The dust under that bed was like horrendous. And he goes, well, you saw the room when you got it, and I says, I didn't want this room though. I wanted the other room. I saw the other room, and I was like, yeah, that's all right. And it was like, it wasn't actually clean. It wasn't hoovered. It wasn't dusted. It wasn't actually clean either. But it were a nice room. And then he goes, oh, well, you batted me down to 330. That room's 350. And I says, well, I would have paid 350 if you'd have said that, but you'd like, no, I battered you down because that's what I do. I wanted that room, and he says, oh, well, the other guy's moving out. Do you want his room? And I went, no, actually, I like my room now that I've fucking cleaned it, to be honest. But I just couldn't believe it. He says, oh, the toilet's not very clean, or something wasn't very clean. I can't remember what it was. And I says, you didn't even fucking clean the room when you got new tenants in. We didn't have enough door keys at first, and I says, give me the money and I'll go get the keys cut. And he says how much is it? I says, I don't know, probably about £4 per key or something. And if I'm £4 per key, I tell you what, I'll take you to key shop. I says, why do I have to come then? Why don't you just do it yourself? I was like, well, you wanted to help out and shit, so you're like my right hand man now. Let's see if we can fucking get along. And I'm like, well, are you paying me? And he went, you can have you can have change from keys and that. And it says, well, there won't be no change from keys because you've got to get 3 keys, and it's £4 per key. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And that's £12. And he goes, here, and take £15. I'm like, okay. And I get the keys, and he goes, how much was it? And I went, £3 per key, I think, or £3.50 per key. And he says, oh, you owe me a fiver then. I'm like, yeah, bro. Because I was going to get the key, right? So I took some money out at rent, because he says get the keys, and I took some money out at rent. And then I said, and then he goes out, like, how much have you taken for key? And I said, £15. No, I said £12. Because I said it's going to be about £4 per key. And I was presuming it were going to be less than £4 per key, and it was less than £4 per key, but I was making a profit because I had to like walk down there and get the keys. And says, so how much have you taken for keys? I says, okay, like, you know, check your bank. I've taken £12. He goes, oh, I can't, like, well, I can't. You can't see it easily because it's a fucking company bank account, and, you know, there's comings and goings everywhere. And I said, just type in the search, like Joseph Bainbridge, just type my name, it'll pop up. And he goes, oh yeah. I'm like, this guy's supposed to be a property manager, you know, like, it's obviously just like a made up role from his dad. His dad's a doctor, you know, a professional. It's just a businessman, to be honest. I don't even think he's like, I don't even think he cares about people's health, to be honest. He's just a businessman. Because when he came round here, he says, like, you know, what do you expect me to do? What do you expect me to do if you're not going to pay your rent? And I says, well, I would have paid my rent if Umar Hussein don't come round and assault me and chase me around the living room and blah blah blah. And like, I just went through everything, and he went, yeah, but it's a business. We've got to get the jobs done and stuff. We've got to get everything done. We can't just wait. We can't just wait on you. And he says, you're not waiting on me. You're giving me 24 hours notice, and then I don't have a choice. I've got to let you in. You know, you give 24 hours notice, written notice. You keep a copy. You can send me an email. You can send me a text. You keep a copy on your phone. I've got a copy on my phone. Like, I've got no leg to stand on. You give me 24. You see, like, 24 hours. You're coming round at a reasonable time. Like, sometimes it'd show up in the morning, and I get a shower or a bath, and I like to just sit there in my towel, just watching YouTube and just like cooling down after I get out of the bath. And I get out of the bath, and he's just wandering around. I says, "What are you doing?" He says, "Oh, I'm just checking place because I'm thinking about doing some decorating. Are you any good at decorating?" Like, I've just woke up. I've just got out of the bath. Like, what do you mean? Am I good at decorating? Like, I'm not decorating for you. And he goes, well, you know, I'll pay you. I says, what, like you paid me for key? He's like, well, yeah, but I took you down anyway. I'm like, yeah, but I still don't understand why I had to go as well. So he said he'd get me a job, and I says, what's this job then? And he says it's a takeaway, and I says, well, what's the menu? And he says just burgers and simple shit, and I'm like, I said I quit a job doing that like before. Well, I didn't actually quit when it was like that, but I quit a job like that before, and you know I can do the job, but I just don't think my heart's in it. And he says, well, you know, just have a trial and we'll see where we go. And I'm like, so when's it opening? And he says, oh, it'll be like, no, he didn't even say. He said, I'm not really sure. Probably a couple of months. And he said, well, we're hoping a month, but we're not really sure. And I'm just like, this does not sound professional whatsoever. Like, it just doesn't sound professional, you know. You stick to deadlines if you're a businessman, don't you? If you've got someone building a business, making a kitchen, you've got to have deadlines. And if you're late on your deadlines, then you like every day you've got to do a bloody thing saying like, all right, we're behind schedule. We're gonna have to add another day on. And you've got to update the schedule. You know a rough time scale of when it's going to be finished. And like a month's enough time to fucking put a kitchen in and decorate a bloody restaurant. You know, it's enough time. unless there's fucking planning permission needed or something. But you don't need planning permission in town. Well, they said it were in Leeds town, but I says, all right, I'll try it out. Just I says, is it cash in hand? And he went, yeah. And I went, okay, but I was like saying, okay, but I'm not sure about it. It's like it would try to like make it sound like it's too good to be true. Don't even bother, he never reads chat. How dare they? Shameful. I'm jabbering away, sorry. I think he wanted me to be the pizza chef. Says that, yeah, I can do flipping burgers, and he went, oh no, I think we want you to be pizza chef. And I'm like, pizza chef, seriously? I hate it. I hate pizzas. No, I don't hate them, but they're just like they're just boring, you know. You're just like peppers, tomatoes, ricotta cheese. They had some weird shit on pizzas at my work. Some sort of peanuts. I can't remember what peanuts it was. Maybe, no, it wasn't pistachio. Yeah, I think it was pistachio nuts. It had fucking pistachio nuts on it. Like, who the frick wants pistachio nuts in the pizza? What's wrong with it? So what was I actually like talking about? What was this about? Organisms. Somebody said, "What is life?" And then the answer was, it depends on your definition of life. It depends on your definition of life. Like, if like you can't say what is life without a definition of like what kind of life you're on about. Like, if you're on about a plant, you know, you could have similarities with humans with a plant, but you also have differences, don't you? So yeah, I get that. I get that saying. Because it sounds almost like you're being like arsey about it, doesn't it? But it's not being arsey, and it's not being like complicated, and it's not answering the question. Like, you've got to come up with a definition of what life you're talking about before anybody can figure out how to answer the question, what is life? And then, like, because I thought about that, I was just like, the world is alive with the sound of music, of frequency. Does the matter create the frequency, or does the frequency make it matter? Maybe it's both. Maybe the frequency of life holds matter together, which creates matter, and maybe the matter vibrates and creates the frequency that holds it all together, that creates matter. What would you call that? I think there's a word for that as well. Perpetual. Right? A perpetual energy device is not actually infinite, or it's not, it doesn't necessarily give it's not, doesn't necessarily have to be a free energy forever, does it? Perpetual just means it's running off of whatever energy it started with. So it's like you create the energy, and then but they probably have a definition for an actual perpetual motion device. What's a self-fulfilling prophecy? Like, so you know you're depressed, so you make yourself depressed. Like, how can that work? I mean, I know I do that, but how do I make myself depressed? That's what I can't understand. You know, and like people like say I'm like playing the victim, and I'm just like blaming everything on everybody else. But you know, that's because I'm blaming everything on everybody else. I'm not even blaming it on everybody else. I'm blaming it on everything else. Well, not everything else, but like I'm blaming it on the things that are fucking making me depressed. Never read comments. Oops. It fell down again. Anyway, I should have turned it off ages ago. JoeKingAudits out. Black screen. Like and subscribe.